Hey there everybody on YouTube land, it is Lordbear90 coming at you with a brand new Transformers video review. This time we're taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Generation 2 Universe Cloudcover. Now, obviously I have the box here in front of you. Normally I don't like to keep boxes for the new Transformers. I usually prefer keeping the G1 boxes like I showed in my last video with the G1 reissue Hound. However, for this Generation 2 Legacy Evolution line, I decided to keep at least this box for this particular character just because it's a different look and it kind of stood out to me. As you can see on the front of the box, you have the always amazing artwork that they do on all of their figures with Cloudcover in his vehicle mode just flying over, I'm assuming, a Cybertronian city. Or it could be an Earth city. It's really hard to tell. Just, you know, guns blazing, what looks like acid just being splashed everywhere. On this side of the box, you have him in his robot mode over what looks to be the same city. And then a close-up of his face with some of that acid glowing effect highlighting the side of his head. On the back of the box, you have the standard product shots of the toy in both vehicle and robot modes. Yes, this is a repaint of the Earthrise Ramjet figure. I unfortunately missed out on all of the Earthrise Seeker toys. I don't even have the Coronation Starscream figure. This is my first experience with the Earthrise Seeker molds. So, yeah. Right above here, in the upper right-hand corner, you have the Autobot logo surrounded by the toxic symbol that's splashed in what looks like some kind of orange goop or acid. And, of course, on this side of the box, you have the ever-prevalent Legacy Evolution artwork featuring a whole bunch of characters who either still haven't gotten toys or have already gotten toys. You have a lot of Insecticons right here. You have a couple of Wreckers. You've got Armada Hotshot, the Laser Optimus Prime, and then on the top left-hand corner, you have Armada Optimus Prime, and of course, the face of the Nemesis. Putting the box off to the side, we are now going to take a look at the G2 Cloudcover himself. Let me readjust the camera a little bit. There we go. Now, as I said earlier, this is a straight-up repaint of the Earthrise Ramjet mold. But, like I said, this is the only Earthrise figure of the Seekers that I possess. I missed out on all of the others. What stood out to me the most about this character is the fact that he is all blue with two different shades. He has a darker blue and then a lighter blue, all in a camouflage kind of color. I don't know why an airjet would need camouflage while flying in the sky, especially if he is not exactly a stealth fighter. But I don't know air jets and I don't know military protocols, so please do forgive me. Let me bring him in so you can see some of his details. You see he has a bright white nose cone going over into the cockpit. I can't tell if you can actually see any details inside there because the plastic that they used for the window is really, really dark. If there are any details, they're kind of hard to see. Like, I think I see the actual seat for the pilot, but it's, again, really, really hard to see. On the top of the jet, there's a lot of very detailed panel lining. And, of course, you see the Generation 2 Decepticon insignias on both wings. The Ramjet-style engine thrusters. And on the bottom of each wing, I have his null rays stored. And just like all the other Earthrise jets, there's more than just this one place that you can store the weapons. You can store them on the wings, which is where I prefer. You can store them here, here, and if you only had the one for whatever reason, you can store one up here on the top of the jet. It would look really silly, but you can do that. The bottom of the jet is just a folded up robot, just like every other Seeker that's ever been made. It's not really easy to fold up a robot into a very flat jet, but this is probably the best that they can get away with. Yes, there are some gaps, especially in this midsection area, but nothing too egregious. Of course, the back of the jet, you see the back of the thrusters. Could have used some paint, but nothing I can't do myself. And then some details that you're going to see for his actual robot mode. And speaking of, I'm going to go ahead and remove his weapons because we are going to go ahead and transform this guy. What I like to do is I like to start off by going ahead and splitting his feet open. Do it like that. That exposes 2 more 5mm ports. Take these 2 front panels up here, open them up, and then crack the jet in half and immediately let him drop. Now, I don't know how well you're going to see it, but there are 2 tabs, one here and one here that are going to go, and I just bumped into the camera, I'm sorry, but those tabs are going to go into these 2 slots, one there and one there. It's basically going to lock his legs into place. It can be a little difficult to line them up, especially if you don't really see where you're going, but it's doable. Now I'm going to go with the product shots and fold the wings over his legs. I don't know if they do that for the actual Ramjet character, but for this character, I fold the wings up, split the legs, and then stand them down. And then take these side pieces here, bring them down, and then rotate them up like so. And just kind of leave them hanging there for now. Take this whole top section, grabbing this, what will be the chest, and crack them apart. And then flip out the arms. Take the entire cockpit and fuselage section, bring it all the way down like so, rotate it, and then hinge it on these double hinges to where it looks like that. And then as you close this back up, make sure that this long tab feeds in through this hole right here. You want to line that up and feed it through, and it should lock into place just like that. Make sure the armpit areas actually fill in these gaps, which can be a little difficult, especially if you don't paying attention, or if you're not paying attention, sorry. My favorite part of this transformation is going to be folding out his arms. You want to unclip this entire black section, fold it all the way out, and then close it back up, and then lay his hand down, and that's one arm. Do that on both sides. Rotate the black section up. This one likes to stick on me for some reason. There we go. Fold that out. Close that up. Rotate the hand down. And then I'm going to go ahead and put his no raise back into place, using the ports on either of his shoulders. Just get that snug into place. And then finally, head reveal. Get him all situated where he's standing as straight as I can get him. And there we have the Transformers Legacy Evolution Generation 2 Universe Cloudcover in his robot mode. I'm going to see if I can lower the camera down so we can actually get a better look at him. Give me just one moment. There we go. Like I said, it is the G2 Cloudcover figure, and it is a repaint of the Earthrise Ramjet mold, but it's not a bad color scheme in my opinion. I do like the black and yellow checkered details that they have on the air intakes up here, as well as his toes down here. It really breaks up all of the blue and the white that he otherwise has all over him. Bring him in for a closer look at some of his details. This is really funny. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm trying to get the light to show it. But his face is constantly screaming. I love that. Admittedly, I did not notice this detail the first time I messed with him. I actually noticed it about a week or so ago when I was transforming him one day, and I just happened to notice it when I revealed his face. He's constantly screaming. I don't know if Ramjet himself is constantly screaming or if this is just a mold-specific feature for this character, but I just find that really, really funny. And anyway, showing off some more of his details, you can see the turbines, I guess you would call them, in his chest. Some more black details here. Lot of detail on his abs and the crotch piece. Pretty decent detailing on his arms, but the all black just kind of washes it out. It's really hard to see it, especially on my camera. The same with the null rays. I do wish there was more color on the null rays, but they're at least a glossy color, so you can still see some of their details. And of course, going down the legs, there's a lot of detail on the legs as well. And then, you know, pretty much all the rest of the detail is everything we saw from the jet mode. For his articulation, he's a seeker, not a whole lot different from any other style. The head can rotate, but mine's actually really, really stiff. I've never thought to move his head till now. The arms can go in and out. They can rotate right here. He has bicep rotation. Nothing at the wrist due to the way the hand flips up. For the leg articulation, you have to move the front crotch piece out so he can move his leg about that far forward. He can kick out about that far. He's got a rotation just below the hip joint. And his knees can only bend about 90 degrees. But if you accidentally untab the knee like I just did, it can actually go a little bit further. You try to tab that back into place. But yeah, that's been my look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution Generation 2 Universe Cloudcover. You're exposing yourself, man. But anyway, this is Lordbear90 signing off for now. And remember, if you're not true to yourself, you're not true to the world.